Yes.
Do you want to take it away?
No, you can take the first one if you want.
So UFC 262 happened over the weekend. The prelim, Andre Muniz, he went up against Jacare Souza, Ronaldo Souza, legend really.
Yeah, long time in middleweights. Was very unlucky. He should have had a title shot attempt on multiple opportunities. Had a great run. Just for whatever reason, they never got put together, which is one of the biggest losses I'd say the UFC's ever done. But he's had a bit of a rough run of late.
Yeah, well, he had a rough run on the weekend because he got his arm fucking snapped in half.
Yes.
It was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound of it.
There it is.
The sound is worse. Like, I can't watch it. The sound up.
No sound is better.
I was just casually watching, like, oh, what his arm? And then you just hear this.
Yeah. Have you seen Frank Mears breaking Big Nog's arm?
No, I don't know what any of those words are.
Monkey, find that just purely for Mac.
No, I'm not, I won't watch it. I will pass out.
No, you won't.
I am not good with this shit.
He's not good with flying.
I'm not good with flying. I'm not good with flying. I'm a lot better with flying than I was.
Just say Big Nog.
Big Nog.
This was the best. It was one of the best Kimuras you've probably ever seen.
Yeah, it's tidy.
Yeah.
Whilst we watch this, I'll keep talking.
Yeah, run us through Jacare.
Well, he's 41 years old. He's lost his last four.
That'll do much.
2 of those at light heavyweight, by the way. I think he's a legend, but I do think it might be time for him to give
in
it
his
away.
40s. Yeah.
Yeah, 26-10 MMA career. Never won a title, but highly respected Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. Yeah, I think that might be the end of the road there for Jacare. In terms of Muniz, he's only 31 years old. He's 3-0 in the UFC.
Ready, and get out of the way, Herb Dean.
And as we were watching Frank,
he doesn't tap. He rolls it over, and then Frank gets up, and then you just watch it, and he goes, clink.
Oh no! Oh, put that the right way. That's the wrong way an arm goes.
He snapped it clean in half. Clean in half. Like the bone in.
That is beautiful.
Does it make a fuck sound as well?
Oh, definitely.
Sure.
So ref's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
We need to stop this now.
This is a long. Frank Mir looks young there.
Well, this is UFC 140. We're talking about 262.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he didn't tap either. Like
that's a mad dog. That's you mad motherfucker.
That's the last one I can really remember of similar, where it's a guy snaps a bloke's arm in half. It's
that's
mental.
raw strength. 41, give it up.
Well,
man.
it's leverage. It all works out to be leverage. Just the way the twist of the arm, it's just the leverage in it. Just clunk. You know how much force to break a dude's arm in half.
Well, Jacare did not scream or wince or any like in the post match or the post fight, standing there giving an interview. Like, you watch
in a sling, and he's just like,
soccer players get nicked, and they're.
But how much adrenaline do you think's pumping through that dude's body?
But that's the argument. Yeah, like a guy's bleeding from the mouth from getting kicked in the head 15 times, and the soccer player, like that's an embarrassing look,
isn't it?
Great comparison.
I love watching soccer. I love watching football, if you will. But yeah,
do you remember when
it's my barrier from really going head over heels with that sport? Yeah. Is that is my like you are kidding yourself. You're actually an embarrassment to yourself to do that.
And anyone that's played soccer, if you're going up for a header and there's a keeper charging out at you and there's a 6'4" centre back about to clash heads with you and there's someone trying to or you get chopped, like it is actually a tough sport.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Well, do you remember the
carry-ons?
Do you remember the 90s where soccer was hard? Like choppy, it was like
you just get
it was rough.
Like hip and shoulders were pretty much allowed, and the last few years.
For me, I think the turning point was Brazil World Cup.
Are you talking about Rivaldo?
Yeah, with the corner, getting the ball kicked back to him, hits him in the knee, and he grabs his face like that.
Rivaldo.
Yeah, that was kind of the end for me of and then it just went downhill. Everyone's like, I can get penalties left, right, and center if I do stupid shit.
Get rid of that shit, don't I?
Yes.
All right, let's go to the main card from UFC 262. Edson Barboza. He knocked out Shane Burgos. Yeah, that's fair enough. In the featherweight division, moving down a weight as well. I think Barbados he fought a lot of lightweight, so he's just come down a division for this one. and he knocked him out in a way that's not normally seen. Have you guys ever seen this? A delayed knockout?
Not to a headshot. Like I've seen it with like a body shot, and then they collapse in on themselves. But
I've seen it once or twice.
scary.
Like guy get head kicked, and he's there just like with his arms, and then he's just like, "Good night," and then away he like falls over.
Very, very unusual.
It's very rare. Like you can see there's a glimmer of light there, and then the light shuts off, and he's. Yeah, I'm going down.
Can't imagine the brain's doing a lot there to promising.
Yeah,
probably not.
What difference is it to get knocked out when?
Send him off.
Yeah. I'm obviously not a big fight fan like you guys, but I had never seen that. And again, like something I can really appreciate about the fighting is the photography and the camera work. The stills of that shot, like his face is mush. His face is just wrapped around his fist, and then that 2-3 second delay, and he's out.
Yeah, excellent.
Scary shit. Probably the upset of the night.
Not a huge upset. Ferguson coming off. We're talking about Tony Ferguson here versus
Beneil Dariush.
Dariush. Yeah, it was co-main. Ferguson coming off 2 losses. Of course, before this against 2 absolute competitors. But unfortunately, he was very much dominated pillar to post in this. He got leg locked at one point where he probably should have tapped. You could see like he may have even done a ligament damage to that knee because he did limp around for the rest of the fight. But Ferguson's a warrior, but unfortunately for him, like Jacare we just mentioned before, Souza, like his window's just closed on for it. Unfortunately, I think he's 37 or late 30s, and
is that Ferguson?
Yeah, Ferguson. And probably the biggest travesty in UFC is the fact that they booked Khabib versus Tony Ferguson 3 times and that fight never happened.
Yeah.
But did this not prove that Khabib would have monstered him?
Yeah.
Or do you think we are so far past where he would have been in that fight?
When the original fight was, I think that was booked 4 years ago, like 3-4 years ago. And a lot's changed since then. He blew his ACL out. Well, that's why one of those fights was cancelled, and really hasn't been the same since then. And you talk about the fundamentals. He was up there. He was doing all the crazy shit. Maybe he lost some of the fundamentals, and all these other guys coming through have just caught up. And it's a young fighters can fight later if they're very good and technical. But it is a young man's game as well. There's always new talent coming in there to compete.
Fresh body, you get pounded for 15 years.
Yeah, and Ferguson's been in wars for throughout his career. So
some sick fights. Fuck Ferguson. Yeah, again.
Some of those wars probably Ferguson caught up to him.
Yeah. But
But
what about Dariush here? I think he jumps up to 3rd in the lightweight division. It is a stat.
Yeah, he needs a top fight competitor. So whether he gets Michael Chandler as a guy coming off, we will get to what he happened to his fight. We got coming off a loss, or does he get the loser of? Actually, this is why I think it is. It'll either. We're jumping ahead, so
that's fine.
Let's jump ahead. So Charles Oliveira wins the lightweight title from Michael Chandler. He knocks Chandler out in the second. He was in deep waters in the first. He did control Chandler's back for a lot of it. Chandler did get a 10-8 in this, which was a travesty in a judging of the round because he did dominate. Had a few submission attempts on the ground leading up to that, but Chandler then they stood him up. Chandler dropped him. Was like trying to wrestle him, do the ground and pound. Made it through the end of the round. Start of the second, he just lands a great, I think it was a left hook or left straight, puts Chandler down and follows it up, finishes the fight. The question. So then the next, so that's 1 and 2, and then you've got, I think, if Belarus is now in 3, you'd probably say Poirier are 4 and 5. Poirier and Conor are 4 and 5. So I'd say whoever wins that fight maybe gets Oliveira, which I think is the chat. So maybe then it's either then Chandler and the loser of that other fight then fights Belarus. That's my MMA math on that process. So Conor, of course, throughout the chat there that, hey, I'm good. He was the 12th holder of the lightweight title. He's going to be the 13th or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's talking some shit.
So smack.
If Conor loses to Dustin, do you think he retires?
He makes so much money, and if he enjoys doing it, then maybe not.
He's the number one highest paid athlete.
But $180 million last year.
In the world.
$180 million.
He doesn't need to be putting his body on the line. He's got his whiskey line and his endorsement.
But the other thing, like he lost,
he
just loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. But the other thing, like losing to Dustin, his leg was beat up. He didn't take. He did get finished, but he didn't take a huge amount of damage in that. So like, you can have a bunch of fun fights, make a fuckload of money.
I think it becomes you have like a UFC prize fighter type situation where you get bigger names, but it's not going to be a quality fight. But
exactly, like you fight both Diaz brothers, and that would sell excellent.
Yeah.
He could fight some of these killers in the top 5, or he could jump up and down divisions to find guys that are big names and make fights. And then there's bloody the Pauls and the Mayweather and all. He could do another boxing
make more
fight.
money, do that.
Yeah,
and you'd love to watch him go fucking kill one of the Paul brothers, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I think Mayweather's probably going to kill Logan, but if Jake Paul's like, "Hey, I'll pay you," well, he did. He said, "I'll pay you $40 million."
He's been calling him out for a long time.
Exactly. If McGregor can go out there and smoke him if he wants. So
$40 million, fuck.
Yeah, that's
Pay me 10. Beat the shit out of me. Just beat the shit out of me. Be good content. Be good content.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, you flogged the fuck out of me, but I'm calling you out. Let's go.
There you
Let's
go.
fucking dance.
Chase McGrath, $10 million.
I'm calling you out. 10 mil.
On
You
the
name
Esky.
the place, Jake. I'll be there. Bitch.
It's in Sean's backyard.
And we'll do a live stream. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
What about the middleweight picture?
yeah, so I think they'll finish up. The next pay per view has Israel Adesanya as the main event. It's a title fight. I was thinking title fight, but main event. He's fighting Vittori, who's kind of come up through the division really, really quickly. He skipped Whittaker because Whittaker couldn't take this fight because he's back and forth between quarantine. So Whittaker's probably going to be the winner of this. But then Costa is taking on Cannonier. Yeah, who's just lost to Whittaker, and they're 2-4. The idea being Israel's probably will fight. The winner of the title fight will fight Whittaker, and then probably the winner of that 2 versus 4 fight will then fight the loser of that title fight. I'd say makes sense again with MMA math, but it might get a little bit clearer in that picture of how that's going. But it's really interesting how deep. Like lightweight's really deep. The middleweight, probably the top 5's pretty good. Featherweight's got a whole bunch of guys there that's pretty stacked as well. Some of the lighter divisions actually have a lot more talent kind of going through them, say, than the heavyweight and light heavyweight do at the moment. But, it's the fight game. The fight game's been very interesting of late.
What about the boxing game? Big one announced here.
Big news.
So Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, they're going to have a belt unification, which is always good to see.
Yeah. So I think this
thousands
is
of belts in boxing.
Yeah, so it's supposed to happen in August.
Is this August?
They're pretty well lined up for the fight.
I thought it was later, and then they thought they might do the other fight in August. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it was supposed to be in August. I don't know how far into the planning they've gotten to, but that was the
announced
date
the
that
fight.
they're looking
Yeah.
at. But so they announced the fight, and the next day, judge in the US ruled in arbitration that Wilder and Fury's contract for their 3-fight should be upheld.
There was a rematch clause essentially in it.
Yeah, so Fury must face. It hasn't gone to court yet, so it's not legally binding or whatever the terms
give us
they
a
use.
Joshua fight.
So, I think so. Wilder has every right to push for that fight to happen 15th of September, which would then, I guess, put in doubt this unification fight. I assume they'd have to hold that off.
Well, I think they're saying that Fury would have to fight Wilder before the August one. So if they're going to do that, they're going to do it soon. But then, he's not going to have a full camp for Joshua.
No.
So then they push the Joshua fight back. That fight in Saudi Arabia sold out, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
Straight away.
They've already been advertising it. They've already, the promoters have already done all the work for it. It's good to go.
The sweet science.
I think they were guaranteed from Fury's camp that this thing wouldn't be a problem. It would go away. Wilder's not gonna want this. Wilder, of course.
Yeah, Wilder's going to want to make $100 million.
Yeah.
Why on earth would he want that?
Well, I think Fury can get out of this if he pays like $10 million or something like that.
Yeah, so Wilder can say, whatever, just pay me and
move on. But Fury's just like, I ain't paying you shit. So I'm happy to crack your head. But again, it's the calendar. It's like, how do we fit it all in so we can keep going?
Can they agree for a later date, or it has to be before?
Well, the problem is
we're talking semantics and legal battles.
If Fury loses to Joshua, then
he wants
what's
Joshua.
the point?
Yeah.
Well, he loses the belt, and the rematch is essentially for the belt that Fury currently has. So if he doesn't have the belt, then there's probably no point they doing the rematch, even though they'd probably both make $100 million in it. But
it's pretty cool. 3 going heavyweights, all fucking
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of back to the classic days of Tyson and Holyfield and etc. going around.
Lennox Lewis.
Bingo. Yes, yeah.
So if this fight was Wilder and Fury haven't fought since their last fight.
Mm-hmm.
If this third fight was to go ahead, who would you have this time around? Do you reckon Wilder is in a better headspace now?
I think the problem is Fury and his team worked it out. Wilder couldn't fight going backwards, so they just constantly put him on pressure and pushed him backwards, where he couldn't then get his shots off and his big power punches. That's why Fury dominated him so much in the second versus the first, because they learned in the last couple of rounds of that first fight. It was like, oh, he can't fight going backwards, so we'll just push him backwards the entire fight. And Fury, though he doesn't look like it, he's an absolute freak fitness guy. He's got cardio for days. He's an athlete, massive dude, and he's happily they can push Fury back. So unless Fury's learn how to fight going backwards and Wilder, you're right. Wilder going backwards and being more of a counter puncher to land his big shots. And, he's still a puncher's chance, but Fury is, if we're going talking about traditional classic boxing talent, he's the more talented boxer at this point. Noting, of course, Wilder's only been in the sport a couple of years and, still learning the ropes and just had massive power to get to this point.
Yeah.
So I don't think going any different yet, because I don't think too much has probably changed. Both guys haven't fought anyone since, so
that's it. It's kind of hard to sort of
kind of hard to gauge.
Judge that.
But going off the last one, I don't think he's